My name is Rhapsody, his name is sneakyteak, and welcome back to Ladder Streak for another week. We've got the Awoken. It's going, Teak.
It's going awesome. I'm eating a macadamia nut cookie, which is perfectly timed right at the beginning of the episode. Excited to play some Wildenton.
I wonder if I would like macadamia nut cookies now, because as a kid, they, to me, just appeared to be off-white chocolate. Like, I didn't really understand them. But now that my palate has matured more, maybe I'd be super into them. There's a bunch of things that I have that same feeling of. Like, I encountered it for the first time as a kid and got the wrong impression. Maybe I circle back to it now and I enjoy it. Maybe I like Brussels sprouts. I don't know.
It never hurts to try. You know, speaking of seeing things in a new light, it's actually been like a little bit since I played Wildenton, just because I rotated through Exiles and then I was kind of spending some time with the original faction leaders for a little bit. And looking at Wildenton in a new light, sure does look like Beskar armor on the shoulders there.
Beskar armor?
I've been watching The Mandalorian, so now this Wildenton looks like a bounty hunter.
Well, I mean, they do have the Predator upgrade path.
It's true.
They do pair quite well with sneaky things, anything that gives them stealth in particular. Let's see if we can get any access to that. Come on, fingers crossed. Come on. Yes!
So what are your... Okay, so tell me, because you said... Rap said before the show started, I really hope we get one of a couple pairings. What are they and why?
It's Melting Remnant and it's Hellhorned.
Okay.
And the reason is Hellhorned gives you way more access in the common and even uncommon set for ascending units. And overstacking a Wildenton floor is
strong
premium a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then
Shared Quick is wild.
Shared Quick is wild. Also, having the ability to have the Predator Wildenton that has multi-strike and then just popping Rage on it it's a great time. Always is. Put a Deranged Brute in front of that. Have a blast. But Melting Remnant, there is a 2-card combo that wins the game.
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh.
It is Wildenton that has the Sweep and Root. And then it is the Molten Encasement that has Endless. You give stealth to the floor, and Wildenton keeps them there. You play the stealth again. Next turn, Wildenton hits them again. And again.
And 100% waves are solved.
100%
you just need to be sure
waves.
You can do enough to beat the boss.
Yes.
Wow.
So
that's solid.
I am going to try and see if that comes up for us. I mean, we've got 2 rings effectively at the start to see if we get Molten Encasement. If we don't, then we're not going to be going in that direction. But I'm gonna hope that we have the ability to do that, because that, even in the first episode, as we were talking about the kinds of things that we wanted to be able to demonstrate over the course of the series, this is one of the things that I wanted to demonstrate. In fact, I was specifically thinking of it when I said there is a couple specific card strategies that I'd like to explore.
My fingers are crossed.
Ooh, well,
I feel pretty okay about an early first Hell Pact.
That's certainly a Hell Pact, isn't it? Because we're going to get 2, at the absolute least, rare draft opportunities that may give us an Awoken Rail Spike, and a single Awoken Rail Spike with this and Consume Removal
wild.
Can be all of your draw and energy.
For forever, yeah. And I think that the Chicken Wing there is not bad. I mean, you'll feel that over the run, but it's just, I think the Hell Pact is more breakable.
Could not agree more. I will say, we could go for a Thorn Lord Wildenton here. We have a relatively large amount of 0-cost spells, a couple that we wouldn't necessarily want to play on it, but it wouldn't be too difficult to support. But I do really want to go strength.
You want to do the thing? Let's do the thing. I like this part of this game, is that this game can be like a very novel creative process, and sometimes it's like, oh, I know this tech, let me show this tech off. And I think that that's really fun. I think that makes it a really good social gaming experience when you can show off very specific combos that you found.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely has that kind of like broad value. What's I think we just set up on the top floor. Wildenton, shiny suit in front, because these are going to come up to the top floor and still be 5s, right? Yeah, +4, so they'll still have 5s. So we're still going to lose shiny suits in the front line. Do we just then?
I mean, we can buff them.
I mean, we can buff them, but can we buff them enough to live? Right? It's 20 damage. We've got 2 Steel Enhancers in the deck. I don't think we can.
Right. I mean, we still want to chump with them, probably, and then just buff Wildenton. Let them chump 2 hits.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just effectively setting the way I'm going to play for the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, we even have primitive molds in the deck. Oh my god.
I didn't think about the collector there. That's too bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate. Like, the collector could have been on the top floor or the bottom floor. If it was on the top floor, though, we would have had the opportunity to just play a steward here to save us. So, but we also didn't drew a steward this hand, so it was never going to work.
Yeah. Well, this was the reason to play mid floor, I guess. But then we have to deal with 7 damage hits. It kind of feels like we traded the collector for the trial, and I mean that's worth.
Yeah. I mean, unit draft definitely. And goes over the top of it. I want to leave both of these in the deck to guarantee that we have a shiny steward to play next turn. Man, I'm actually starting to worry a little bit about this top floor. We should start running Purifying Cleanses on it.
It's not a bad idea. It'll live long enough. I like that.
Especially with the root seeds. We've got a lot of draw here. We should be fine. It's also worth noting, the 50% increase on the timer for this, going from Burnout 2 to Burnout 3, is giantly impactful here.
Oh, we can win on this turn. Oh, dang, we need 1 more energy.
Yeah.
I was like, we primitive, restoring retreat. And then we're there. How's our math here? Can we Weight of Contrition or no?
We can Weight of Contrition and then double Primitive Mold, play both of them in the midline. And that would just be to buff them for the possibility of getting another Primitive Mold and playing them in the front line for the next turn to have the most defense.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it saves us some hits too. It's still relevant.
Yeah, hey, we got a kill on one of the clergymen. That's more than enough. I think. There's our Burnout.
Yeah. GG.
Jeej.
Jeeged right out. Losing the collector is too bad, but otherwise really clean. That plus damage was very significant.
In terms of plus damage, this is a extremely premium card.
Such a strong buff card. I sometimes take the Sharpen here to have spikes if I think that there's any kind of frontlining shenanigans, but I think this is like maybe always razor sharp. We will never get to the point where we regret it, right?
It's interesting, specifically for Sharpen. Like, would you use it as on Will Denton or like a different frontliner?
A different frontliner, right?
Okay,
because Will Denton is sweeping.
Yes.
And so you don't need spikes is just a more different sweep. Oh my god, it's here. Everything you want.
Everything I want is here.
Can we make cash? Is it strong enough that we can like?
We can totally make cash. We can print money doing this.
Harvest weekly. Oh, we gotta print. We gotta print so much cash.
We
print
the
so many
mint
dollars.
now.
This means that we need pips.
Oh yeah, we need 1 pip at the absolute least. Come on.
I love the sound of that.
Come on. Come on. It's fine.
Quick ain't bad. Burnout ain't bad.
Fine.
That's good.
We do have the ability to reform it multiple times already, so it's not like we're having an awful time. We can also just plus 25 the... No, wait, the Wickless Tycoon's going to go on... Actually, I don't need the Molten Encasement yet. I can upgrade this Wickless Tycoon's defense and then just play the Will Denton Wickless Tycoon floor.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. And that's our do everything floor. It might have to be floor 2 sometimes.
Okay.
I feel like...
Do we ever skip this, re-roll the previous one, looking for another 20 upgrade on the Wickless Tycoon?
I feel good about skipping this. Unless it's Wickless Baron, I guess. And you could scale more that way, top row. But Wickless Baron, honestly, that might be a good pickup for our end game. As I'm thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like Wickless Baron, and right now we pretty much play the money tycoon up top. But then once we have a bunch of money and we buy everything we need in game, Wickless Baron like is gonna harvest how many times in a fight? 20? That's a pretty beefy unit.
Okay, I'm sold.
An investment.
Yeah, I mean, because you can't get units near the very end of the game, right?
Yeah.
So outside of duping them, the ones you already have. So it's definitely valid. I mean, these will stay on the floor
so
even with their 10 armor. Literally 1 extra buff on Will Denton gets the kills as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. We made it.
Oh man, the money is going to be so wild from here on out. I'm damn prepared.
Oh, this is great that they're hasting actually, because we can play up top and then we can still train Steward mid lane if we have to. That's perfect.
just get...
I'm never gonna lose a collector again. I'm so tunnel vision on that now. That's all it takes.
Do we just get this in the reform pool? I mean, yes and no.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. It's the interesting thing.
Yeah, that's a weird one to solve, isn't it? It's a little strange.
There you go. You can go there.
You know, we have descending, restoring retreat. We could end up in a position where they go down, but yeah, haste. This makes me feel like we may actually want some targeted damage, but that's going to be hard to get with the Woken Melting Remnant.
It's like Subsuming Blade. It's
That's the main one for sure, right?
pretty much. That's about all the
There's some
access
other
we
stuff
get.
though. There's the other thing that we call Molten Encasement, something entrapment, mortal entrapment.
Yes.
That card can be pretty solid.
I do feel so gratified by the fact that we both call it the wrong name consistently.
You know, if both people call it by the wrong name in the same way, does it matter?
Exactly. Doesn't that
just
make
sounds
it the
like
right name?
communication. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we just got
Trying to
100
oh
over
so
the course of that
sneakily
fight.
open this cookie. Just teak stop.
Well,
Eat later.
there's our backline
That's
damage,
Glimmer.
as well as the
Yeah.
possibility to heal our units on the floor.
I actually quite like this Glimmer. It's good.
Okay. I love the Glimmer. We can easily take a Dripfall just as an excess card.
Yeah. Look at all the tech that's in this deck. Kind of nice.
Love a good tech deck. Love flipping.
Tech deck dudes. I forgot.
I was big into tech deck, but it was so I never.
Were you
actually,
really?
Yeah, I never actually did the finger skating on the boards.
Yeah.
The thing for me was I was super obsessed with the level park editor in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and getting all of the tech deck kits and stuff like that gave you the ability to effectively just play park customizer in real life, and that was all I did for years.
Oh. That's so fun. I knew about them, but I didn't have one. So when I was on car rides, I just pretended I had one, and I would finger skate on all of the terrain outside of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of cool. It kept me engaged.
I would do that with kind of just the hand gliding across all of the different air streams effectively going past. I think that we need to still do Merchant of Steel and
We're static mode again, dog.
Cool.
Cleaning up.
Yeah, I think we have to continue trying to go for the Endless on the Merchant. I know we're giving up the Herzl Sword here, but it's everything we need.
We have Reform in the deck. You still feel that way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, we have other upgrades that we like too, so.
We
I'm not
do,
opposed.
definitely. The Wickless can easily take advantage of... Hello?
There it is.
All right.
There's your desire.
So we just won. We can cut... we can actively cut every single card from this deck except for Will Denton and the Molten Encasement, and we'll still win. So
That is amazing.
now what we do is think about how do we best get large numbers whilst doing that. And I think these are perfect. We're so well situated.
We need to get harvest value now and later.
Take another plus 25 on this before we get the third pip to be able to play the Molten Encasement.
Yeah, I like that. And by the time this unit starts to feel like it's beef that's irrelevant, we replace it. Oh my.
First Hell Pact with a Gift of Gratitude that gives us 120 extra gold? That seems good.
Dude, it's really good, but this is an early petty theft.
It is the earliest petty theft you can even conceivably get, right?
And you just said you wanted to get a lot of removals, and I was looking for targeted damage. Either is a winning line. It just is a matter of how much micro you want to do.
So I think one of the problems I have with the petty theft is it wants the plus 10 really, really badly.
It does.
But so does Glimmer. And
It's true.
In the world where we're still setting up the same kind of Wickless Baron floor, well, I mean, I guess once we get Molten Encasement out, Glimmer doesn't really mean much at all to us anymore.
But this will make us so much money for the rest of the run.
Okay, you know what?
Forever.
We're just money printers. We're a mint. That's what we are this run. Let's do it.
This means we are pretty ready now for Merchant of Magic, I think.
Oh yeah, we've got bases loaded Right.
plus 10 holdover situation. Woo.
I mean, it can be our subsuming blade, but instead of
gosh.
growing its own damage, it grows our back.
We're back into Static Town.
And we're back, and staticless, hopefully, for the time being.
It's because it's real. This is important. This is how you emphasize that it's not the monkeys. This is not an engineered band. It's real music, baby.
You hear the scratch of the guitar live, baby. This is real music, not that iTunes stuff. Sorry, that's just me doing my Everard voice again. Love that character. I hate that character, but I love that character. You know, what's probably like the close, because this fight is going to resolve itself. What do you have like an example of a character that you're like, Gaston is many people's example. Yeah, kind of like I love you and I hate you as well. Like you're super charismatic. I hate you so much.
Many characters for many different reasons, right? Like crap. The Lannister son is the go-to recent.
Jaime
and I'm totally spacey. Yeah, no, the kid.
Oh,
right.
Wait,
this is the most loved, most hated character of like our
Joffrey.
generation. Joffrey, yeah, Joffrey. I don't know how I couldn't think of it. I blocked it out.
Yeah, no, I mean, it kind of far in the rearview mirror of the cultural canon of Game of Thrones at this point. I think, like, when people talk about Game of Thrones at the moment, they're mostly just talking about how disappointed they were by some things.
The last couple seasons, I know. But that was a huge cultural moment of everybody getting their love to hate kind of character, right? Mm-hmm. But for me, the voice that came to mind immediately was actually Skelly from Hades. And not because there's anything that I dislike about that character, but because when I stream long enough, every voice in the game just becomes Skelly.
Yeah.
Without fail. It's just like they all start to come together and everybody is Boyo. And so it's definitely on my list of too good.
It is
too good, too consistent.
It's one of like, because many of the voices in that game, they're all excellent, but not many of them like feel that realistic to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
this is clearly a god talking to a person.
Right.
And Skelly
not like someone you would meet on the just randomly.
Exactly. Yeah. Skelly seems like they would be trapped inside someone I would meet in the street, right? Like,
you've never met a Meg in real life? Oh my gosh, just that's the Woken Rails bike. It's here.
It definitely extremely is, and we're gonna click it. I don't know if I've met like a kind of like I guess my understanding of Meg might be kind of meted by how much of the game I have and have not played, as well as the fact that I skipped a lot of audio stuff.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So do you ever take this wilting sapwood
as extra energy? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if we take the wilting sapwood, we can happily go draw.
Yeah. No, we needed one pip, I think.
Oh yeah, we need one pip and one draw.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy with it. Yeah. I mean,
I kind of like it as just something to put on a lower row and just make us some energy on the way to the end of the deck.
Especially with root seeds in the deck, like a lot of the time you have the actual ability to capitalize on all the energy you get from it. Yeah, I'm totally down taking it.
And it makes that first Awoken Rail Spike even better, potentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scoop of the pip, and the combination is set up. So honestly, at this point, the biggest thing we're deciding is when we pivot to the Wickless Baron away from the Wickless Tycoon.
So do you want to get Merchant of Magic here first, or do you want to start the removal train? I feel like there's a bunch of stuff we want to get at a Merchant of Magic.
There's so many things we want to get at the Merchant of Magic, but there's also a Hell Vent down here, and this Merchant of Magic might say, I don't know, consume removal and then -1.
No, yeah.
Or plus 10 holdover.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Dupe that afterwards.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh well, that's.
There's the first one. Can we bat for the second one too? We should put -1 on what? I guess on the Awoken Rail Spike, yeah.
Yeah, because even if we don't, like, we still may end up duping this in the next area just for a +4.
Yeah.
Or +5, as the case may be.
+5.
Depending. Dang.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know, right? I'm not I'm not fully, but I like taking this and just duping it. That's a lot of card draw.
But are we going to dupe this, or do we dupe the the petty theft?
I feel like one with holdover is going to get us plenty of value, right?
Whilst that's true, we are so safe that at this point our decisions are how do we want to win.
That's fair.
Hey,
so now do we get quick?
Yeah, we can get quick because then we can go to the level 2 of Predator and get the multi-strike. There we go. That's what it gets. Multi-strike.
Multi-quick sweeping nonsense.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's I mean, this was very much a floor 2 victory. Again, we're achieving a lot of those. I wonder why that's happening in the low covenants. Possibly some relation there.
But you know, this is so. When I was doing more ladder streaking for Slay the Spire on my stream, I started doing 2 things to really enjoy it. Thing number 1 was I started treating every run really seriously because I had more stake in them, and so I ended up enjoying them more. But I also made it a point to like do more experimentation and try things out when I had the chance. And that forced me to play really precisely on the line. To be better at judging where the line is and to do things that otherwise I had slightly less experience with. And so I think we're going to have chances to do that and do weird things like we're going to take, you know, kind of forcing in a way that you can't do at Covenant 25. We're going to do this. We're going to skip this. We're going to take this energy gem, whatever.
And that's exactly how we ended up in this scenario, because this is something that like we had the ability to force here a little bit.
Yep.
Oh my god.
We're doing it.
Just everything 0 cost. All 0
Just make
everything.
it all free.
Wait, I can only do this to an enemy.
Too much armor.
No.
Well, now hold up. If we petty theft, is 2 petty thefts enough to kill the one in the middle? Oh,
No?
I guess you could kill that one. Yeah, you could kill the one that's coming up. That makes more... No, the one that we're doing 52 damage to. 52, 24 would be 90 or... No, not quite. That would be 76, yeah.
I'm happy just getting the kill on the
I think
next
that's
turn
the
with
play, yeah. That feels like the play to me, too. I guess there was a funny, like, drip fall play there, where we saved ourselves a little damage or something. I don't know. There's lots of little cute things here that I'm looking at and thinking, okay, at what covenant does this become relevant? You know, when do I need to micro this?
I will say, if you do get these 2 things, there's very little the covenants can do to you. It's quite resilient.
Just that strong. Spikes are pretty gnarly.
Spikes are pretty gnarly. That's one of the reasons that Glimmer I was pretty happy to get. But spikes never really end up getting gnarly enough to take down Will Denton.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, 2-4 petty theft again, I guess.
Yeah. Seems our best play.
Yeah, it's gonna be good enough.
I love that we don't have to worry about the burnout timer on this because it's just burnout 1 constantly without reforming it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, are we shooting for the moon here? Are we imagining the best case outcome?
Sure. What is it?
If we get double extinguish, that's probably just enough to beat Seraph.
We get double yeah, with like as in just the Molten Encasement and the Will Denton doing Seraph by themselves.
Yeah. Because double extinguish on a full 8-turn fight or whatever that is. I mean, very realistically, we're stacking up double-digit stealth.
Yeah. Oh, it's...
I guess we still need to scale some, but it's pretty wild.
Ooh.
Huh. Do you want permadraw?
Where do we put it, though?
I guess bot lane behind Wilting Sapwood?
We're not really doing that much with the Wilting Sapwood at the moment. Like, we don't have much health support for it or anything like that.
Not yet, yeah. I mean, Invigorating Solution is that one time, and it's pretty fine. I don't feel that compelled by the energy. Maybe I should be.
I don't feel compelled by the energy. I feel like Invigorating Solution is great, though.
Yeah, I like that play. I think that's the easy play. What I was trying to figure out is if there was a reason or way to take the +1 draw turn, but I agree that placement and security will be tough.
I also don't think any of these really contribute to anything we do.
Yeah. Skippity.
So much money. Oh my god. Like, every enemy, effectively, is just 5 gold for us. We really don't kill on other floors. So,
I think we should go right. I like your idea. Yeah.
as in the dupe on the petty theft?
I was
You want
gonna,
the
I
Woken?
think, dupe the Awoken Rail Spike. Dupe
Okay.
Petty Theft is hilarious, though. But it's gonna depend on what we see in this concealed cavern, I guess. Whoa.
Does this change anything for us?
I don't.
I think we could reasonably leave.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not seeing the value we really get out of any of these.
Front loaded. Yeah, no. No, you're right. You're right.
Peace, penance all.
That's the first time I've skipped that in a while, actually. But I like it here.
Again, though, it will get more impactful as we go up through the Covenants, because then you have dead weights in your deck that contribute to at least the Penitent Remains.
I was thinking that if I was going to take anything there, I was going to take the first option for a big ol' front-loaded spell.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the one kind of thing that can start to become a problem, is stacking up beefy units up top. Especially because there is a cap on the total number of enemies on the floor, right?
Yes, but typically you can't end up with like 7 beefy boys, because like the Quill Marksmans, like the backliners always die.
They're gonna die, yeah.
Yeah, like I will say, like, we have no issues with this. Like, there's nothing that can do it.
Yeah. It's just surviving long enough to do the however many thousand against the Seraph, depending on your Covenant.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Let's just get those out there as well. Throw away Wickless Baron on the bottom floor, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem with the Wilting Sapwood, is it makes it take slightly longer for us to get our money.
Money.
I need my money.
Got an Awoken Rail Spike for 7 draw. We've also got the other Awoken Rail Spike, which still draws 5 on 0 energy. My god.
I will begin accepting the tithe now.
I mean, I kind of want to just empty spaces in hand and then just do it again.
Love it.
Why stop when you can continue instead?
This is just ridiculous.
I mean, Wilting Sapwood comes back and gives us energy, even if it has no burnout on it.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
I wonder if that's like a reasonable energy generation tech to consider.
I've never thought about that. I'm really glad we took it just to think about it. Because Melting Remnant can really do some weird things to your brain when you're thinking about units.
Mm-hmm. Melting's probably the most liable to do that, in fact.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of all of those. So, do we have the merchant? We do have the merchant trinkets coming up in the next area. Okay, it's
so much cash. This is like ring 8 cash. It's actually wild. We are loaded.
Do we have like a perfect wish list? Like, what would be the one that we go and go, oh my god, that's exactly what we needed?
I don't know. I would have to look at the compendium. I'm not sure.
I've got one in mind.
Okay.
And it's one of the tomb-related relics. In fact, both of the tomb relics are fine here, but... Well, the other one would give Burnout 1 on top of the Burnout 1, so it wouldn't be fine, but...
That's a little weird. Yeah.
Specifically, just getting the +4 Ember every single time that the tomb dies, that could be reasonable. We'll have to find something to do with it, though.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is we're drawing our whole hand. The bad news is the hand is free.
So what we need
not
is
really
more
bad
draw,
news.
then, you're saying,
That's
T.
right. That's right.
And you're saying this without any duress, naturally.
Honestly, I just want something that makes our units do a larger damage number. Whatever that is, that's the thing that I want. Can we get like double harvest procs?
Ooh,
That's not a relic.
I wish that was a relic.
That would maybe it would be too strong.
Almost certainly. I'll take the money instead of that one.
You want another rail spike?
Yeah, of course I do.
Whoa.
Well.
Okay.
So there's the mortal entrapment we were talking about earlier. However.
Yeah, but I know we immediately came to the same place here, I think.
Yeah. Fatal melting.
It's an interesting thing. It's probably the most common kind of end game build anti-synergy in this game is 2 different ways to not take damage, but that are redundant with each other.
Yeah.
My dazed and my stealth are fighting. My regen is fighting with my damage shield, my whatever, right?
My life steal and damage shield is one that I consistently go into. Dazed and stealth. The giant one as well. Just hit the reroll. I mean, none of these really mean anything.
You could buy a boon of the blacksmith if you wanted to make your pyre so strong.
You could. And if anyone ever gets to the pyre, they would be able to feel that damage, but...
Hey, it's a real way to actually finish off the Seraph. I may have actually bought it there, just for the crazy end game to where Wildington can do everything except for finish off the last 500 health for the Seraph, and then we need our pyre to do it.
I would be so amazed if we end up in that scenario.
I completely agree.
Like, I think if the value you need to win a run is 100, we're at 2,000. Like, I think we're so far
Your
beyond.
equity is that high. That's awesome.
An improved firebox in the opening hand is just any of these rail spikes being in the opening hand, which is not that uncommon. Just blow everything up. And Sap Tap also
everything is free.
Draw during a turn. We only have one card that activates it at the moment. The Glimmer. We don't really use the Restoring Retreat at all, but it's possible.
It is possible draw. That looks like an investment pick to me. And I like investments. Should we invest in some removals?
Yeah. Well, before we do that, let's go to the Concealed Caverns, just in case there's something relevant. Oh my god.
Oh my god. You what?
You what,
you
mate?
what?
You gave me a Railforged hammer, mate. Actually, I don't even know which it is here.
I'm kind of thinking like, so there's a world where we end up duping the Molten Encasement.
Uh-huh.
And then that's either of the spaces. If we did want to go +3 space, you know, we can play around really overstacking, but we really do like stacking top lane, right?
We do. But if we did go +3, we can put both Wickless down. Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty wild, actually. That's really good. You want to do it?
I do.
You want to mount the world? Yeah. I'm kind of into that. That's going to be a beefy line. They're all quick.
It's going to be one hell of a line. I mean, it's +3 as well, so we can still put that down. And the duped Molten Encasement.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's a winning line. Let's get rid of some stewards.
Yes, yeah, it's 100% do that. I also, like, I wouldn't be beyond, like, especially taking an Engraft, I'd be really into.
I just like that card.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those that's surprising how many. It's kind of like a Just Lucky, you know, when we talked about with Watcher how Just Lucky is in a vacuum just really not that good, but because it does a little bit of everything, it can help with so many other things. It's very likely that you'll find synergies for it, right? And to me, Engraft kind of feels that way too.
The thing that I find with Engraft a lot of the time is, especially because I'm draw. Because of that, oftentimes I end up with an Engraft in the deck that I've taken one cost of so that I have the ability to just get energy to play other important cards.
Right.
I mean,
I love that we get to do this, that we get to just set up on floor 1 and not deal with curses.
I mean, we can even just put this down elsewhere and then draw the whole hand.
Yeah. Why not?
Cool.
Get all the priority units out. Just go ahead and get that online. Why not?
I don't. I mean, we got 2 more. We got both the Awoken Rail Spikes in the hand here as well. Keep
drawing. Oh, does Sap Tap work here? Can you Restoring Retreat our Wildington here? Or does it need a real heal?
It can use anything. Yeah, it's fine. Restoring Retreat would do it. I mean, I was getting Glimmer on this floor to do it just so that we don't kill anything on this floor.
Okay, that makes sense.
But we actually, no, we only need 1 target alive to get the petty thefts, but also the harvests. So yeah, I'll just do this on this floor. It's fine.
I guess there was a purifying, like we could put Burnout on our wilting sapwood for $?profit. I don't know what the goal is there.
Profit.
Profit, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm really hoping that we can get multi-strike on the Wickless Baron.
Actually get
really
it to be
nice.
a significant part of the damage engine.
Yeah.
once Wildenton gets multi-strike from the Predator upgrade and we're putting the upgrades on them, it's going to be really difficult for anything to even live for the Wickless Baron to be able to hit. I mean, actually, no, the Wickless Baron does have quick, so it will be fine still, but it'll have difficulty contributing.
It's just getting better and better damage against Seraph. I may be thinking about that more than it matters, but it's the only potential loss point, right? Like, we know that we win every wave forever.
Yes.
So the only thing that's left to really be worried about is making sure that we do enough damage to Seraph. So that's what I'm thinking about.
I mean, that Razor Sharp Edge pickup in the first line is...
It's been huge.
I think also is already enough for it. Especially as we cut more cards out of the deck. I mean, all of the primitive molds, they can now piece it. Ooh, no, don't want to daze all my units here.
Can't root. Daisy lads.
Can't root, won't root. Alright, good. And we even still have a low health unit, even if we didn't have the Absolver to be able to hit. Neat. This is very much, again, just a click the cards until we win kind of stitch.
There's a lot going on there, though. It's not like you're pressing E to E here, right? Like, there's some petty theft management. There's some draw management.
This
relic management.
This is a lot of my decks that we like have one thing that I have to do every single turn in pretty much the same way, and then we're fine. But again, that's like very much my playstyle.
I think it's kind of cool to watch, actually.
I'm glad. Oftentimes after I set up an infinite, I'm just like trying to bounce off of the walls effectively. Find something else to respond to. As the infinite effectively runs like a screenshot, a slideshow in the background.
But if you wanted to, I mean, I think there's a lot more mastery involved in the play than we realize at some point. Like, your muscle memory just grows, right? Yeah. And so you play out this turn and you're like, oh yeah, it just plays itself. You just click the cards. And then you look back and it's like, well, what did I do on that turn? Well, I managed to heal to get a sap tap to decide on which of these two cards I would play first. And I like noted the enemy's debuffs and decided not to play my unit. You know, you'll like make a list of 8 things. That's kind of cool. He wants draw.
Always.
Desire draw.
It's always draw. I mean, this is an extra chance, and this is not insignificant. It's an extra chance to get a Woken Rail Spike in the opening hand, because when that happens, we set our whole build up instantaneously. It's true. So this Merchant of Magic does have value for us. Obviously, upgrading the Woken Rail Spike. This could get double stack.
Double stack.
Get 10. We could cost reduce. I mean, honestly, I don't think we need to cost reduce anything.
It doesn't matter that much because of the Awoken Rail Spike, right? Everything that's 1 or 2 cost becomes free. But I do think that looking for things like double stack is pretty good. Although we still have some upgrades that we should do to our units.
We could easily get some value out of the Wickless Baron over on the left-hand side. The thing that I think breaks the tie here is the removal. So, like, if Merchant of Magic and Merchant of Steel are both not equally valuable, but both of them reasonably valuable to us, I think the removal easily pushes us.
That's funny, because I would tie break the other way, because we have infinite money. Conceal. So like, we can pay for removals, but we cannot create more concealed caverns with money.
Removals do get more expensive every time.
It's true. It's true. But realistically, I mean, how much removal do we have left? We can draw through our whole deck on turn 1 right now with the Awoken Rail Spikes.
We can, and if we don't have either of these Purifying Cleanses or any of the primitive molds, Dripfall isn't necessary in this deck anymore. We're not going to use it ever. Restoring Retreat could easily leave this deck. But
I wouldn't get rid of Restoring Retreat. I would keep that in the deck.
7. So 7 by my count, 6 by your count cards to remove that we have the possibility. So yeah, we can actually definitely pay for that directly. Let's go over here.
Okay. That's nice. That's nice to math, right? Because we're kind of eyeballing it, but you can math that. There's the multi-strike. That makes me feel validated already.
Do you want to find quick, so it's no longer a Quickless Baron?
Well, it's quick because of the Wildenton, no?
Oh god, you're right. It already is.
Yeah,
so we just plus 10 it?
That's not even bad. It's not even bad.
I mean, What makes this wrong, if anything?
If we felt like we needed more health on it, but it gains health on its own.
I mean, maybe Wilt Wings. Like, we've got Wilt Wings upcoming, so it may end up taking some of the damage the Wilt Wings extinguish abilities.
Yeah, but hopefully we have Wickless Tycoon to take enough of those hits and a couple heals.
Also, the Wickless Tycoon would go out front of the Wickless Baron in that circumstance. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's just definitely the +10 on this.
Let's do it up. Do you ever re-roll this for Wilting Sapwood stuff? Do we care about Wilting Sapwood?
I kind of think Wilting Sapwood's like, maybe not a cut from the deck, but like not necessary anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, but it was fun to play with. It was good learning.
Yeah, and if this, like, for instance, the circumstance where this doesn't get 3 Awoken Rail Spikes after Hell Pact, that Wilting Sapwood is a more significant part of our energy generation, and actually probably like a reasonable part of the deck.
Yeah.
It's good that we had the option to utilize it should we have needed it. Come on, Big Stone. Whoa, what? Huh? I've never seen this.
I have never seen that either. That... What? Wow. That's kind of cool option. But you lose it when you use it.
You do.
And that's kind of whack because it's worth so much money for us still.
So it is, but we have exactly one more fight. We can get value out of it. It gives us 25. Yeah, 50. No, it gives us 50. It gives us 50 per
It's
play.
worth so much.
So if we get 3 kills with it, 4 kills with it rather, we're ahead.
Which it feels not hard to do, and then we still have directed damage for the last fight. So it's not even like it's useless.
Doesn't feel hard to do. I've never clicked this button before.
That's true. Okay, click it. No. That's a good point.
Okay.
That's a good point. What's the text gonna say?
I got an achievement. Thief stop.
Wow.
You use your pick to avoid any unnecessary damage to your pyre. After opening the second chest, the pick breaks. But with all this newfound gold, you could buy a whole train full of new picks.
I've never seen that option before, not to mention clicking it.
Yeah. It feels like I've gone like to an SDS event with
No lie.
a specific new relic and just found, oh, Blood Vial can be traded for this. Interesting.
I'm glad you kept me down to earth there, because I was all like, oh, but it's slightly more optimal to carry it into the fight by some amount of gold. And you're like, listen, we won this run several floors ago, Teak, and this is new text. So would you shut up so I can click the new text?
Okay, so the vibe of that was definitely there. I'll concede that much. Armor 20, not really going to make a difference to us whatsoever. But
it's easy to do, though. You know, I empathize with people because I get this in the chat room sometimes to where it's like, while all the things that you have said are true, you're optimizing over a one circumstance, right? We talk about that all the time. You can't win more than already winning unless you're doing some meta progression stuff with like a feed or gaining money. But if you've already won the run or you've already won the fight, then all the differences are mostly just a moot conversation anyway.
Exactly. Like the meta progressive stuff here is seeing the new text. Like that's as much justification that needs to exist on that side. I think the other direction I was trying to approach from is like the direct damage on the final area won't matter. We've already won.
Yeah.
And the money that we get in the next area, it might matter a little bit, but it won't be significantly less than if we just purged it here. It's also worth noting,
true.
It's another card out of the deck, and I do like my
That's
removals.
true. That was a 200 gold removal. That's a good point.
I can't even find... You get Purifying Cleanse now. I can't find
card draw.
cards to get out of hand for the sake of playing the Awoken Rails.
Just drip fall something.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, drip ball that.
9, okay.
There you
That's
go.
still not enough. 8, there we go.
Good enough.
Oh, both of the other Awoken Rail spikes, so we're just going to go off for a while here.
Yeah, we shouldn't stop.
Why stop when you cannot? Oh, there we go. Okay, enter the Molten Encasement. We're fine.
Boom.
Build complete. This first Hell Pack has been ridiculous.
Is the most ridiculous tempo that I have ever seen in a deck. Other than, you know, like bottled and multi-duped Seek Plus. We just drew through our whole deck, and we will also draw 10 cards this turn, and half of our deck is permanently free.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous.
This is the exact kind of thing that like Awoken Rail Spike is so wildly powerful for. Because you don't, like, the whole Will Denton part of this build, this is really, really powerful. But if we had like any other core and still these,
it would also be really good.
Exactly. There's almost
and playing into the root
right
seeds. Oh man, yeah, we're in the confluence of two very powerful rivers. Maybe more.
Perhaps.
Like
root seeds, even more damage. I mean, at some point, there's no return really for clicking anymore.
Nope.
What do we got? 9 stealth on that midline floor? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna get 400 more gold after this. We can't even spend this much gold. We're gonna have to make a non-profit organization to help us spend this much money. We will have to hire people and pay them.
So I'm thinking that what we do is we contact the Collectors Union and we distribute some of this cash to them to give to future trains that should happen to run these these
is
lines.
A brilliant idea. Hellborn! You have just received an endowment from yourself. Actually, the underwriter is you.
How can that be?
Hellborn. Wait a minute.
Wait a second here. Where's the other? There we go. Root seeds.
Grandpa's trust fund has no bad cards. Grandpa?
My grandpa's trust fund has no pathetic cards. And click all of these until boom.
We do appear to have defeated this enemy and mugged them, as we are wont to do.
Is this the highest amount of gold I've... this might be the highest amount of gold I've had outside of the run where I had the consume turn... Sorry, purge turns into consume as well as a gift of gold as well as a hell pact, and I duped it.
That's awesome. You're just spamming it every turn.
Yeah.
This is certainly in contention for the most gold that I've seen in this game. I suspect it just is.
Yeah, none of that's relevant again. You know what? This relic bar just looks empty. Why don't we just get every relic?
I agree.
Should we also go for minions here? I mean, that's a dupe and a double removal. But it's opposite Merchant of Magic. Merchant of Magic does nothing for us anymore. Like, the double stack on the Engulfed in Smoke no longer matters.
Yeah.
We are beyond such petty concerns.
I agree. Click those. Click that. Double, that's extinguished. That's double extinguished. What? We got it. We got the thing.
That's going to be our double stack on the
there you go.
On the other forest.
Consider yourself double stack. Make the biggest sapwood. We need that.
Yeah, that's actually really not bad. Like, the large stone on the sapwood, and sometimes even just 4 spikes. Like, we can just sit that on the bottom line and be happy about it.
Yeah. It just hangs out. Delightful.
Well, I mean, that's going to take away from other harvests. Oh no, yeah, it's gonna be anti-harvest value. Teak, it's gonna be anti-harvest value. We've got to.
This nonprofit is working at maximum capacity right now. It's clear to me that this was well made.
I mean, so we can.
I thought you were gonna dupe it and then remove one.
We can do the molten casement.
Yeah, we should.
Is that the number we want to get really high? See the highest stealth stacks we've ever seen?
Yeah.
Perfect.
With this as the plan. Because this is not, I mean, we've seen double stack, engulfed in smoke, multi-play shenanigans before. But have you ever seen double extinguishing, double play, instant burnout, endless molten encasement, Wildenton? No one has seen this.
Yeah.
This may be a first for the universe.
We're discovering new
Man, too bad we don't have a sapwood.
Okay, here's my pitch.
Okay.
We just take damage to it constantly. Still set up here.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the top lane.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think they have, like, how many, you're gonna have to send more than, so 12, so 6, you have to send 15 of those up there in order to kill us, and you haven't got that many waves alive, frankly.
We're not here to perfect the fight. We're here to set up our ridiculous lane and laugh at these wickless thugs.
Well, we already got it all. So there's our middle lane.
Wait, is there a way actually here? Oh man, the root actually broke us. I was like, we can.
Exactly.
Dang it.
You know what we could do is we could Razor Sharp Edge and then Glimmer. We could get the kill.
Oh, do that. That's dope.
No
Absolutely
damage.
worth. That was the correct play. It's clear to me.
Okay, and then this for 3. Oh, that was cool. There's another Woken Rail spike.
Gotta play that. Yep.
And
We are already at maximum hand size next turn, but we should play Invigorating Solution too.
you come down here. I'm going to deal damage to you.
All right, you're fighting us.
That's actually really good. Anytime it goes up to the top floor, just send it back down. We got the Restoring Retreat.
Yep.
We got the Drip Fall.
Yep. We're at a confluence of many rivers of great mechanical power.
Okay. Unfortunately, we can't descend it this time.
Melee weakness. Dang.
It's going to be a problem. We're probably going to lose. I've legitimately lost to melee weakness like a lot of
Me
times.
Me too. More than I even really want to say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm embarrassed.
It's gotten to the point that, like, when I go through my usual metric of how do we deal with this? How do we deal with this? How do we deal with this? I need to have a special case for if we have the Seraph the Patient. How do we deal with specifically melee weakness? Like, can I chump block in front of it every turn somehow? Because letting it stack 3 times on a unit, you can kill a 200 health unit at that point.
Yeah. And it's even been made a bit easier to manage. I'm definitely not losing to it nearly as much as I used to, but when Seraph the Patient first came out, yeah, I got caught by that many times.
Was it the only playable Seraph for the first part of the beta, or was it the other one?
There was briefly a period to where it was only the new characters. You were always getting Talon and Darkness Incarnate. Definite good guy, Darkness Incarnate, and Seraph the Patient.
Like having a name like I'm Evil and just going, yeah, no, I'm definitely on the right side of this war. I don't know what you're talking about.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? We've got skulls on our hats, you see. Michelin Web is a great show.
I've only ever seen that specific skit.
It's probably the most broadly known one. I would recommend a lot of them. They ended the show with a skit about Sherlock that like got suddenly very somber and serious, and then just ended the show. It's like I really like the chops of, yes, I understand this is a show about sketch comedy, but we're gonna make you cry in the final episode, and you get to do nothing about it.
But that's kind of nice. That's like that's a nice swan song. I think that humor is about subversion of expectations.
Exactly.
And that's the ultimate subversion of expectations.
It was
humor show makes you feel something on the way out.
It was perfect. Exactly for that reason. Couldn't agree more. All right. We get to win in exactly 1 floor's time here. That Will Denton's now doing about 300 damage by itself. Hey, that Wickless Baron is serious. It's doing that without any investment.
No investment at all, just harvesting. I'm glad we bought it. I mean, we would have won without it, but I think picking it up was cool. If this was, 4,000 health Seraph, we would still have plenty of damage. Granted, if this was 10,000 health Seraph, we would have plenty of damage because we have 66 stealth.
Sorry, 66? Wait. It's pretty sure we've got a little bit more than that. Let me just check.
True, double.
Just gonna read the number in a couple seconds.
Come on. You got it.
Oh. Yeah, 74. Sorry. 74.
That is just ridiculous. 74 free turns. And then they still have to get through our units. I mean, with melee weakness 8 or whatever, the front line's definitely dead.
This is why I really, really, really can't wait for the feature that I have heard is in the works of effectively showing you how much damage you would have done had the Seraph had infinite HP.
Oh, that's nice.
Just an overkill
And then
counter.
that can become kind of like a high-level play thing. It's like a score run of how far beyond can I go, right?
I think, interestingly, that would be the kinds of score runs that I would be interested in, because that is the kind of thing that you would only be able to do by designing a build in your head and then pulling it into reality through the fruition, like through the course of the run.
I think it's really cool. I like encouraging, giving a little bit of feedback to encourage players to play beyond, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's something I've liked about Spelunky a lot, is that you can play to any level of difficulty that you want.
It's funny you say that on the screen, because this is also a lot of the thing that was incentivizing doing that, especially with the crowns. I had to.
And here you are, the consumer of crowns.
That's
a throwback to the last episode.
It's an episode. It's my God, that was another episode that also won on Ring 2. We're gonna have some harder ones going further up, I think.
No, but you know what? This is nice. This was a nice weekend. I have had such a lovely week. Like, I've actually taken the longest vacation this year since January, which was really nice. A few days away from stream. Been relaxing and catching up with family members and eating, and this was like the cherry on top. Just 2 absolute destructive, like tyrannical power monster train runs. It's fantastic.
Oh, they did so well. Very proud of these
They grew up so
runs.
fast. They did.
I've got the kind of just been organizing it recently, actually, a holiday away coming up at the end of the year. I'm going to be going away for 10 days. Just
woo.
There's a house in a relatively kind of country-ish area, about 2 hours out from Sydney, where we're all just going to go. There's no beaches or anything nearby. We're just going to a very nice house to stay together for 10 days and play board games and like do individual events every day. Like one of the days, we're all going to do a presentation, just 3 to 5 minutes on a topic you are very passionate about.
That is lovely. And can I just go ahead and give you so many plaudits for actually having structure?
How so?
That's so good.
Oh, as in to the events itself?
Yeah. I think that it's like one of the most common millennial misconceptions is that somehow you can just put a bunch of people together and instantly fun will happen organically. This is like the biggest legend that we all believe, but the truth is a little bit of structure and rules really helps. Like you have more fun if you can just set up a couple things to get started.
Everyone,
so I appreciate when you do that. It's cool.
Everyone who believes that, like, you get together and the fun just happens, what they have is a person in their group who is doing some legwork. Yes,
exactly.
Like, here's the plan. Yeah. Here's a fun new bar in the city. Here's like this event that I think that we all might enjoy. Here's Wet and Wild. Do you want to go to a water park? Like,
That's a good point.
Really
They're just getting lucky. They just happen to have a glue character.
Interestingly, actually, like amongst all the people who are going, like we have one person, in fact, my partner, who has run a spreadsheet that everyone gets to input foods that they like, foods that they dislike, foods they can't eat. And then obviously Peak is a excellent chef, so he is going to be doing a lot of meal planning based off of the information gotten away from that. My other housemate has a lot of board games, so has made a spreadsheet of here's all the board games we have. What ones do you want to play? What ones don't you want to play? I'll make sure that we have the right ones available at the time. Like everyone is kind of doing that from a bunch of different directions. It's really, really nice to see.
I am jealous, but also super excited for you. I'm glad that you're doing it. It's hard for content creators. It's hard for us to take time away. Although YouTube, you can get a couple videos ready, but I don't know. It's such a momentum-driven industry, but it's so important that we take care of ourselves and do self-hygiene like that.
Yeah, it's definitely very important, but I do find myself extremely guilty on those days. Like regardless, no outside source is making me feel it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
There's something that's been part of my routine every day.
Well, you have to have a drive. You have to.
Exactly. And that drive doesn't just turn off when I like, okay, it's time for no drive anymore. But thankfully being as far away from Sydney as possible means that it's not possible for me to do it.
Yeah,
exactly. I just have to lump it.
Disconnect.
I tried. I could not come up with a grammatically correct sentence that used those 3 words in that order.
DiamondsRaisesVersion. DiamondsRaisesVersion. I don't know. I would end up telling a Pokemon story here. I immediately think of Pokemon when I look at those 3 words together.
That would very much be like, I really enjoy How do you say it? Is it Suicune? Suicine? Suicune? Suicune?
I always said Suicune when I was younger. Actually, we always said Suicune, which makes no sense. But then I changed it to Suicune when I learned slightly how to read.
I think I went with the same kind of thing, but UI doesn't necessarily do all the time.
Yeah.
See. Wait,
That's true.
I do not remember, unfortunately. I'm gonna link the Bulbapedia page for suicide in the description down below. You can go visit that.
Is that our content plug for the week?
I think that's
Check out Cerebi.
If you
go learn about some Pokemon.
We'll use Cerebi. I'll also put the Bulbapedia down there just in case you're nasty. And then if you scroll a little bit further down, you'll be able to find twitch.tv/sneakyteak and the YouTube channel that doesn't necessarily have a vanity banner for the name just yet.
Can I say that I think that we eclipsed 500 subscribers before I created any videos, which is like a beautiful and also kind of embarrassing. So thank you for following my. It's a promise, right? It's a check that will be cashed someday.
I mean, the thing is, like, a check that will be cashed someday, a lot of the time, like, a check has some sort of a monetary value to it, whereas this is a click effectively on a button that says, if this person starts uploading content, I want to be here for it. So if anything, it's kind of like
it's very flattering.
An RSVP.
Yeah, it's very flattering, and I've received your RSVP, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you at the show.
If you've got an RSVP to file, you can do that in the links in the description down below. But for the moment, my name's Rhapsody. His name's Sneaky Teak. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next week.